Hello everyone and welcome back into my another video, dear students. Hope you are all doing well. In the previous video we have discussed the passing package for analysis and design of algorithms BCS 401. So today I am with another second subject, that is microcontrollers BCS 402. So ADA was somehow typical to pass, but microcontroller is the subject. It is not the subject which you can only pass, it is the subject in which you can score also, right? So let me discuss here the passing modules so that you will feel easiness in this subject, right? So module first is the passing module, in which you have to cover these questions: differentiate between RISC and CISC processors, and explain ARM core data flow model and mention the different registers of ARM processor, compare microprocessors and microcontrollers, hence discuss the ARM design philosophy. With the help of basic layout diagram, explain the current program status register and generic program status register. This may be the 10 marks question, or separately they will ask you with the help of basic layout diagram, explain the current program status register. It may be the one question, 5 marks. Another will be the generic program status register, right? With a need diagram, explain the 4 main hardware components of an ARM based embedded device. Last question, what is pipeline in ARM, and explain the different operating modes of ARM processor. This is the theoretical subject. Only in the module 3rd there may be some programs, so you can pass only with theoretical portion this particular subject, that is microcontrollers. Next is module 2nd. First of all I will discuss the passing module, then we will come later on to the module 2nd. So module 4 is the passing module, in which you have to go through these questions. With need diagram, explain processor exceptions and modes. Briefly explain what happens when an IRQ and FIQ exceptions is raised with an ARM processor. Explain the 5 steps of sandstone code structure. Explain firmware execution flow, and explain Red Hat Red Boot. Next, last question from the module 4 is explain assigning interrupts and interrupt latency. So this is all about module 4, that is why I call it the passing module. Next is module 5, which is also a passing module, in which you have to go through 7 questions. Explain the basic architecture of cache memory with a neat block diagram. Explain associative cache, and briefly explain cache line replacement policies. What is the relationship between cache memory and main memory? How main memory maps to a direct mapped cache, and make use of memory hierarchy diagram. Explain write buffers and make use of write policy for ARM controller. Explain write back and write through policy. So this is all about module 4. If you cover these 7 questions, you can easily get 20 marks in the module 5th. Now let's come to the module 2. If somebody wants to score, okay, and that is also a risk if you are covering 3 modules fully. Sometimes papers are unexpected, so you should go through another 2 modules by taking two important questions, super important questions. So those who want to score, they have to go through all the modules. So module 2nd is explain barrel shifter instruction in ARM with suitable examples. Explain different logical instructions in ARM processor with an example. Next is explain the various data processing instructions in the ARM instruction set. Next is explain the different branch instructions of ARM processor. Discuss the load store instruction with respect to single register transfer or multiple register transfer. Describe the different methods of loading constants into registers in ARM, and what is software interrupt in ARM, how is it different from a hardware interrupt. This is all about module 2nd. Now at last we will discuss module 3rd. Identify and explain the efficient way for writing C program for register allocation. Identify the issues while writing structure in C. Explain with diagram. Next is discuss how registers are allocated to optimize the program. Expand code optimization, profiling and cycle counting. Make use of C looping structures, and explain the efficiency of for loops with fixed number of iterations. And identify the C data types for ARM, and define the pointer aliasing. Okay, so this is module 3rd, in which there are some programs also. If you want to practice for programs, you can go through the notes, which I will provide in the description box. I will provide all the notes, okay, for all the modules. So if somebody wants to practice programs, they can also refer those programs whatever are written in the notes over there. So my best wishes are with you, dear friends. I wish you clear this subject with ease over there, and you will score more than 80, more than 90 in this particular subject. Okay, so make sure you will share this video to all your friends. Thank you.